Hey everyone, Gary White here, Executive Director with the John Maxwell team. I'm one of John's leadership coaches, and it is my pleasure to get to be with you once again in these lunch and learns that I'm bringing to you. I can't come into your place of business, I can't come into your community, but I can come in this way. And so why wouldn't I, right? Why wouldn't I offer this good material on how to lead through crisis? Why would I not bring that to you? I shared with you in the first episode about three unlikely fellows that show up sometimes in times of crisis. And there's three that are showing up now in this time, this global pandemic, and that is fear, and that is focus, and that is opportunity. And three unlikely fellows, you normally wouldn't see them all together, and many times we don't. But if we will shift our focus, then there is great opportunity. There is great opportunity in the midst of that fear. There is great opportunity. And so today I want to talk a little bit about what fear can do to us as leaders. And let me just say that you are a leader. If you have influence on people, then you're a leader. In your community, if you have a voice that can be a voice of encouragement, then you're a leader. Many of you are struggling with what to do in this global pandemic in terms of finances, in terms of your business, on how this is going to work out and what our next step is. And many of you are in talks every single day about that. And so this is an opportunity for you to take one of these lunch and learns, pass it on to your team. And I'm going to give you three things today on how you can lead yourself well. But first, let's talk about what a crisis does to us and why it's important to lead yourself, because a crisis bends us. Just like, think of a palm tree and that in the hurricanes, how it just bends it over. It really challenges us, doesn't it? I want you to know you got plenty of bend in you, okay? So be encouraged there. You got plenty of bend. But let me give you another perspective. Because what crisis does, it reveals what's on the inside. Think of a nice car that you could own. And it looks really good on the outside, but now you've got to climb this very steep hill. And it really doesn't matter anymore how it looks on the outside. What matters is what's under the hood. The crisis has shown up. The challenge, climbing the hill, has shown up. And now it's going to reveal what's under the hood. That's why it's very important to lead yourself, because the crisis is going to reveal the kind of horsepower you got under the hood. I'm going to give you three things today that are going to help you with that. One perspective I want to begin with, and I want to help you in this area, is that we're not necessarily all climbing the same big hill, okay? I promise you there are people that are faced with greater adversity than what I'm faced with right now. And I'm sure that I'm facing things that others may not necessarily be facing right now, okay? But it's up to me on how I lead myself through this. So not all crisis is the same for everyone. The virus is out there, and in some ways it's affecting some all in the same way, but there are others that are having a more difficult time than others. And so the level of their crisis is pretty big. And so whenever you see the fear begin to spread, that's the only reason I'm sharing this with you right now, is you see the fear begin to spread. Number one, the first step that I want to offer you today, take inventory. Is it that bad for you? Take inventory. And here's what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting that you look around and begin to give thanks for what you have. That's exactly what I'm asking you to do. Take inventory. It's a great way to lead yourself. Take inventory, look around. What do I have to be thankful for? Clothes, a warm bed. Maybe you and your loved ones are not infected with the virus. Have you got food in your cabinet? Have you got running water? Does your phone still work? There's a whole host of things that you can look around and find something to be thankful for. When you do, it changes your body chemistry. It changes your emotional meter. on whether or not the vibrations, the frequencies of thought are in a positive direction or a negative direction. Whenever you look around, you find the things that you can to be thankful for. I promise whenever you do this, you're going to have a heightened awareness of everything that's good around you. You're probably going to notice the birds singing in ways that you didn't notice before. You're probably going to notice the breeze or the warmth of the sun in ways that you didn't notice before, all because you got in a mindset of being grateful and being thankful. It's going to help you implement the powerful exercise of reverse doubting. And I've shared before about reverse doubting, and I'll share it right now. Whenever you doubt, you question the outcome. And then you begin to seek supportive logic for doubting that outcome. And those are your because statements. And then you begin to sow seeds of recognition. And that's the you see statements. In other words, I doubt this is going to happen because it hasn't. You see, this went wrong. And you begin to sow seeds of recognition, and that's doubting, and that's how it progresses. And reverse doubting is you affirm the desirable outcome. So think right now of what your desirable outcome is in this global pandemic. And reverse doubting is you affirm the desirable outcome. You seek supportive logic for that desirable outcome. This is going to be our outcome because we've put this in place, or we're tenacious, or we're united. And then you sow seeds of recognition, and it forces you to look for the you see statements. You see because this is going under it, because we have this. And in all of that, that's supported, that reverse doubting is supported through this step number 1 that I'm offering you, of look for everything that you have to be grateful for, everything that you've been blessed with. That's number 1. Number 2, I want you to look around at who you can share that with. You find what you're thankful for, and then I want you to look around at who you can share that with. When you do, it encourages them. It helps them see what they're also blessed with, and it begins to take away the real estate that fear has to occupy whenever you do that. So number 1, you take inventory. What do all I have to be thankful for? Number 2, who can I share this with? Who can I share this with? And you know what else happens whenever you do that? It gives them an opportunity to speak into your life as well. It certainly does. And when gratitude is flowing, it's like fresh water. I want you to think for just a moment, wherever there's fresh water, everything living is drawn to it. I promise, if you'll be a source of fresh water in this global crisis, if you'll be a source of fresh water, everything living will be drawn to you. It will. Number 3, I want you to look for ways that you can be of service. Some of the ways that we can do this is respect what the authorities have asked of us. It's a great way. It's a great way to be of service. Encourage a store owner. Make sure you're cleaning your office. Or your workspace, in your home, in your community. Make sure that you're doing that. That's a great way to serve. Maybe you're really good at something. Maybe you're really good at something that you can easily pass on to someone else that's going to give them some support during this time. It's going to give them a focal point, a positive focal point during this time. Maybe you know how to set up a support community online. Maybe you're one of those people that knows how to do that. You can invite others in, and that gives them that focal point, and that gives them that voice, and then you have an opportunity to be an encouragement to them. Any way that you can serve. Find a way to offer your gifts, and remember that those in your own home need it too. Okay, so number 1, give thanks. Number 2, ask, who can I share it with today? Who could I encourage today? And number 3, ask, how could I serve today? One of the greatest ways that you can lead yourself is those 3 things. I'll see you in the next episode.